just grow through concrete. So why is it that when you see some ghetto kid grow out of all of the dirtiest circumstances, and he can talk and he can sit across from you, make you smile, make you cry, make you laugh, all you can talk about is my dirty roads, my dirty stems, and how I'm leaning crooked to the side. You can't even see that I came up out of that shit. And that's exactly the analogy that it is for me. You know what I mean?
That is beautiful analogy. That's really good. I should probably get back to movie for a minute, though.
Oh, yeah, movie. We're doing one. Yeah.
That'll be the next song.
Nah.
That's good. What about working with Bondi? Did you know him before, or you know?
I had saw him before. I saw things he did, and once I met him, I was open to working with him. He wasn't tripping off me, and I wasn't tripping off him. There was no ego thing. It was just good to work with somebody and get direction. Somebody who didn't bring baggage along. I felt like he never knew what was going on. Like, and I was telling him, like, yeah, I got to go to court. He's like, huh? You know what I mean? Like, yeah, I got to do this. Huh? Like, he didn't know what was going on. It's just like, yeah, just be at work. You know what I mean? So I like that. It made it comfortable for me. It took a lot of pressure from me. Instead of usually when I meet directors, they're like, hi. You know what I mean? So.
You talked a little bit about it, but can you talk a little bit more about your relationship with Tim Roth and what it's like working with him?
It's fun. I always joke and say I'm training him, but really he's teaching me, you know, not teaching me as far as, you know, listen, watch this, but teaching me as far as watching him. It gives me confidence to do what I'm doing. Because first I was intimidated. Like, you know, here's this guy that trained and learned, and he's who they think is one of the best actors, who I also think that. But I mean, as far as equally across the board, everybody loves him. Everybody thinks he has talent. And I didn't study that way. I didn't study at all, really, if you don't count high school. So I look at it as being like, when he tells me, like, you know, oh yeah, I felt you, then I know that even though I didn't study like he studied, that I'm getting the same result. Gives me confidence. I can work with anybody now, and I wouldn't be, you know, like, well, what do you think? I would be totally comfortable because that was the last puzzle. Because, like, you know, I know I'm good to my people. I know I'm good to my folks. All of my peers love me, you know, my generation. But if he can say, yeah, you're on the right track, that's right, as long as you do this. You know what I mean? His thing is like methodical, by the book. You know what I mean? It's like he gets there by a certain path. And mine is like, just close your eyes, and when it's time to turn the camera on, put yourself in that position. You know the character and do what he would do, like fresh. You know what I mean? So it's the opposite, but it's fun. It's like riveting to be there, and while he's doing his and I'm doing mine, and then we get the scene right, I know we're on the right track. It makes me comfortable and gives me confidence.
Are you excited for all your fans to see you?
Yeah. I'm excited for both of our fans. I'm excited for the movie theater owners. I'm excited for the sight it'll be in that theater when people who come to see my movies come, and people who come to see Tim's movie come, and Vondi's friends come, and, you know, Tandy's friends come, and people who want to hear the soundtrack come, and they all be in the theater like, hey, did you see the, you know what I mean? Did you see who's back there? You know what I mean? It's going to be that type of a theater all over America. That's what I'm happy about. I bet you there's more comedy in the theater than it is on the screen, just from all those different types of people being in one spot together. And that's what's real good. That's what movie making is about. Because acting really is not it's not saving the world. We're just making them feel good while we all go through the motions. So that's what's dope, is that we can put us all in that one spot, especially at this time in the history of where we are in America and the country and the world. It'll be good to get us all in there, some happy shit. No murders, no racism, just happy shit, you know?
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure some people are going to go, oh, it's like a black guy and a white guy that are friends, and that has nothing to do with it.
It's never like that. I mean, and people are going to trip because Tim is saying nigga, and I'm calling him a white boy, but it like, what we try to do is like, take the alcohol off the wound, you know what I mean? Like, once somebody keep hitting the wound like this 30 times, I mean, somebody can say nigga in the theater and they're going to laugh at it because we just turned it into a comedy. You know what I mean? We just turned it into this innocent white boy who thinks that saying nigga will get him accepted because he hears all the black guys say it. And we turned it into black guys just realizing, you know, what we say and how white boy is just as harmful. Saying honky and all of that shit hurts them just as much as nigga hurts us. We don't even realize it until when you see the movie, you'll see how it just, all of us just bounce the word off so casually in the streets that we don't realize it.
It's also kind of cool that they're, you know, on the surface, like you'd say, oh, they're two junkies, they're like whatever, but they're just like these two great guys who you really like, and they have so much humanity, you know, that I think for audience goers who would be like, oh, I'm doesn't worry about a monkey or something.
Right.
Hey, they're just like two guys
Right.
trying to make it through the system. You've got to get your license at the DMV. You've had like a little taste.
We are like junkies, like how people have to have coffee every morning. That's the type of junkies we are. How, you know, someone likes chocolate, or how like some women like being with guys who beat them up, or we have addictions. You know what I mean? It's not like junkies as far as we just like fucking our lives off. Excuse me. It's like more like we have addictions. You know what I mean? And we just go through these addictions.
Well, they're now at the point too where they just need to. They're not getting high really. They're just like staying level almost.
Right.
Too.
Being numb, anesthetizing ourselves to the world.
Because if they stop,
and we all do that, and everybody does that. That's why no one's going to trip off the fact that we're junkies. They're going to just think we're them.
And have you had a lot? Well, I don't know if I want to ask this question, but like dealing with the bureaucracy, which these guys certainly have, and you've had some dealings with the bureaucracy.
I'm so in tune to this. I've done so much research. I've done so much involuntary research on the bureaucracies of the American government that I'm an expert. I'm also a consultant on the film for it. So it's like that. I know I know all the runarounds. And I'm going to court now for things that I did when I didn't have any hair on my face. You know what I mean? That's how it goes.
What about the three characters, Spoon, Stretch, and Cookie? What's the dynamic going on there?
I bet you Bondi didn't think this, but I think that it's like it personifies our relationships as far as human beings out there right now, as far as like, that's how we are now. Like no one's sexual preferences are outlined definitely anymore, and relationships are not outlined definitely anymore. Marriage is not such a serious, stable thing like this anymore. I'm sure Mr. Dole and Ms. Tucker would like it to be that way, but it isn't. People are more like into just discovering and exploring relationships and seeing where it leads them instead of labeling them and then, living that part. They're more like just being together, and then after 10 years you realize you've been together and you're living in a relationship with two girls and two guys. You know what I mean? So it's like that. We jump in the middle of this relationship that's been going on for a while, and it's me, Spoon, loving Cookie, and loving Stretch. Not sexually, but as a friend, as a best friend. And it's Stretch loving me as a best friend and loving Cookie. Sexually, but not physically. You know what I mean? It's like that intense desire to be with her, but because he loves her so much, as you'll see in the movie, he can't be with her. There's something that'll keep them apart.
Have you had a friend like Stretch? Have you had that kind of like really...
Mm-hmm. I had a friend named John Cole who was blonde and had hair down to his shoulders and had blue eyes and looked like, America's vision of the perfect guy. But he was all tore up inside because things had happened in his life. And he was curious like Stretch. And I was all tore up inside at the time that we met. And we met, and he had money and I didn't. And he put me through high school. That's how I got through the School of Performing Arts. He snuck me up to his house so his parents didn't see. I spent the night there, and we went to school. I dressed in his clothes because it was fun for him to not have, and it was fun for me to have. You know what I mean? It was fun for him to hear rap music blaring out the speakers, and it was fun. It was fun for me to show it to him. It was fun for me to hear Sting and to hear like that the Beatles had put things on the end of their records, and to know all of these like historic things about music that I never knew, that I would never have known had we not crossed paths, that has really defined who I am as an artist today and the diversity that I can choose from today, and what I would play in my card today and what would make me stand out is from that union. So Stretch is that. I know it. I know him. You know what I mean? And it has nothing to do with black or white. It has to do with curiosity and just being mixed up, having the cultures mixed up and watching what happens when it happens. This is how it should be, I think, in the world. You know what I mean? Everybody should get a partner. You show them your hood, you show them your hood, and that's your guardian. You know what I mean? Bet you we have a lot less problems.
What's going on, speaking of music? What are you doing right now?
Well, I'm approaching the 6 million mark on my album. All Eyes on Me. I'm working on the soundtrack for this movie. I'm working on my next project. It's a group called The Outlaws. It's my little cousins and little badass kids that I got in school and promised I'll put a project out for. After that, I have a girl from London named Shell, whose song is going to be in the project, who sings, and I'm going to produce her album and break the barrier on what Tupac can do. And started a production company, working on some movies of my own. Just want to push forward.
Do we have to bring that? Sure.
Then I just talk about the soundtrack for this movie.
Well, Death Row's going to do the soundtrack. We got Nate Dogg doing this beautiful song called Never Leave Me Alone, singing with Snoop Dogg rapping on it. Snoop has given me a song called Street Life. It's him rapping. I do a guest appearance. It's the bomb. It got this reggae guy chanting on it. And then we got Shell with Borrowed Time, straight out of London. I flew out here.